So I've been getting asked a lot of questions about Trump's tariffs, mainly from friends and family. So I thought I'd go ahead and put this in a video form and kind of explain from my point of view how I view these tariffs and how I view them as actually beneficial in the long term. So again, my name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in, if you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Helps it out tremendously. Yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it. Again, my name is Robert, and please like, share, and subscribe. So I've been getting asked a lot of questions on the tariffs, mainly people worried about the tariffs increasing prices and things like that. So in the short term, sure, is it going to be, maybe a little bit of pain short term? It could be, possibly could be. There's a good chance it probably is. But in the long term, it's going to be great for the economy and for the American people in general. So whether they like Trump or they hate Trump, in the end, it's going to be good for the total, for everybody in the United States, right? Anybody who's a citizen in the United States. So how it's going to work, how it will, to my understanding, how it's going to be the best way beneficial for us. I guess we'll go ahead and cover the bad stuff first. So short term, sure, everyone's going to have to get adjusted to the taxes that were going to be imposed for anyone bringing in products to the United States or shipping products to the United States. So, all these supply chains are going to have to, scramble and figure things out and figure out which way is going to work best. So in the short term, till they figure everything out, things might go up a little bit more. They're going to be a little bit more expensive in the short term because it takes time for everybody in the supply chain to figure out, okay, if I get it from here, if I get it from there, if I switch it up from India to China or my products from any other country, I can save maybe 5% or whatever, right? So it's going to take time for people to figure out how to import these things, how to bring these things over with paying the least amount of money in tariffs. So until that happens, until everything gets, cleared out and worked out, all the kinks get worked out, we may see some slight increases in prices. Now, the positive thing about this is that in the long term, what it's going to do, it's going to drive way more business into the United States. You might be asking, how is that even going to happen? It's going to happen because these companies and these manufacturers rather pay people in America to come manufacture that, so they don't have to pay the tariffs of a foreign country manufacturing it to bring it back into the United States. So it makes sense on paper and it makes sense financially if they're getting charged 100% tariff on wood or metal or whatever, right? 50%, whatever the tariff is, right? It makes sense to put that money back into the United States. They may save 2, 3, 5%, but you extrapolate this over the longevity of the company or the longevity of a year, it starts to produce more savings for that company. It starts to make more financial sense for that company to just start to manufacture all those products here in the United States. So what's that going to do? It's going to create more jobs. It'll probably bring down the cost of products over the long term. Now, eventually we do have a natural inflation, so things will naturally go up over the long term as well, but they'll be, more stable. So in the long term, yes, we are going to be in a better position. We're going to have more jobs, more employees. A lot of the manufacturing, things like that, has left towards China and other countries as well, even India. They've picked up a lot of our manufacturing. They have lower wages, and we aren't really charging them enough of a tariff, if any, to bring those products back into the United States. So these companies, they're saving a lot of money because they're having cheap labor overseas. Then they bring it back over here to the United States and sell those products at the American prices we have today, right? So America is a huge market. Everybody wants to be selling and trading and working with America. So we're going to see a lot of investments coming back into the United States for companies trying to avoid paying these tariffs. So as long as they have some type of manufacturing or factory or enough of a presence in the United States, they're going to avoid paying these tariffs. And so that's what these companies are going to look at is, does it make sense for us to go hire American workers, make the products in America to avoid paying these 50, 25, 100% tariffs? chances are it's probably going to make sense. That's the reason probably Trump's going to put a specific number tariff on those specific products. So that way when they do the math, it's going to math out and make sense to just manufacture it here. They're going to save more money this way than having to pay an overseas worker on top of the tariffs just to bring it back into the United States. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to create more jobs. It's going to probably bring down prices because now everything's going to be local. It's going to take less cost depending on where the manufacturing is happening, depending on the product as well. But yeah, overall, it's a net positive for the economy, for the American people. Everyone will be making more money, hopefully, and we'll have a lot more jobs. That's what I'm looking forward to, and it looks like that's what's going to be working out. We have seen a lot of investment already coming into the United States because of the tariffs. Bunch of quail right there. Really good eating, by the way, if you've ever had those. So I believe there's a lot of AI investment coming into the United States. There's a little bit of car manufacturing coming back into the United States. So I know that a new deal was just signed in Louisiana or something like that to bring in some more manufacturing over there. So again, this is a net positive for the people that live in Louisiana, because now they have more opportunities for more jobs and a little bit higher paying jobs probably in the area as well. So again, that is caused by Trump's tariffs. The car manufacturer that's going to be moving over there doesn't want to pay that tariff to import things back to the United States. So the way they get around it is, well, they invest money into the United States, which then creates more jobs. They don't have to pay the tariff, but now they employ more Americans and create more job opportunities for Americans here. And yeah, overall, it's a net positive. Again, short term, it's kind of like killing a cancer, I guess. You take chemotherapy, you kind of suffer for a little bit, but in the end, typically chemotherapy usually works, generally speaking, right? But it's a little short-term pain for a long-term gain, basically, of eliminating the cancer, which in this case is bringing back more manufacturing and boosting our economy. Just trying to sort all this stuff out. It's kind of like a little bit of turbulence. Once we sort it all out, everything gets flatlined again, then we can start running off to the races again. But yeah, just wanted to kind of answer that question. I get asked that question a lot by my family members and people who personally know me, and I just thought I'd go ahead and put it into video form since a lot of people are asking questions on it. So it's a very popular question today, and even the markets are not really sure what to think about the tariffs. Markets have been really shaky and very volatile, especially if you're in the markets, you know what I'm talking about. If you invest in a 401k, you've seen it as well. But rest assured, long term, we're going to be in a good path. Stocks, your 401ks, everything will be back on track once everything gets settled out and we have a clear direction of what the market's going to do in the next couple months or so. So short term pain for long term gain. But yeah, without further ado, guys, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.